Good evening, everybody. My name is Crystal, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Good evening. I've just been quietly sat down. I've been quietly sat down. I've been reading today's newspaper. I've been watching the television, and I've just been learning Polish because I'm learning Polish at the moment, and I'm learning Italian, and I'd left the Polish for quite a while, so I wanted to refresh my Polish. So I've been in Duolingo, and I'm trying to relearn Polish because I've not kept up with my Polish for a while. I've been learning Italian as well. So this morning I went to the co-op. Alexa, what's the time, please?
It's 5:17 p.m.
So this morning, me, Crystal, went to the co-op and got a few bits and pieces. My mother had told me that she'd put something in the post to me on Christmas Day. Now, I don't rely on the post, and my mum shouldn't really send money out in the post, but she does. So if she sent it Christmas Day, there wouldn't have been a collection on Christmas Day. I don't know if there was one on Boxing Day. There was no post yesterday or the day before. Was it Sunday yesterday? There wouldn't be. There was no post Saturday, and there was no post Friday. So I've gone down to my mailbox Monday morning, and I saw Hazel, the post lady, walking opposite the flats with her post trolley and her black beanie hat on, like that Charlie used to wear. And there's nothing in my mailbox. Now, I can look after myself, I've told you, and I don't rely on, especially Royal Mail. The post is atrocious. It is. You can get held up for days. So I went out this morning. I'd run out of milk, I'd run out of bread, and they're the main things that you need, right? Milk for your coffee and tea, bread for sandwiches or soup, etc. So I made sure I got my staples, my bread, my milk. I do like my Pringles, and I got some apple juice because that's nice to drink as well when you're eating your dinner rather than coffee. So I got everything I needed. No problems in there at all. I was served okay, and it was lovely. It was no problem at all. I came back indoors, and I'm doing things back to front, see. So I took Max out for a walk first. Took him out early. And I'm trying to get him out before even my mother rings the phone, because there is a link between my mother ringing and the stupid things that happen outside. So I try and go out before she rings the phone. I haven't even listened to her voicemails, to be honest. I know she's okay, because if she wasn't, Sue, her neighbour, has been to my address twice in her green car. So I'm sure if something happened to my mother that her next door neighbour would tell me. So I listened to my mum, what was it, yesterday? Day before, she was going on about something, on and on and on. And we agreed that I'd see her later on in the week. So I knew I wasn't going up to see my mum today. So I went for a walk, came back, and I live by myself. I occupy myself, I look after myself, everything. I live on my own. So I'd got some sausages and mash, and I cooked that, and I had that for my lunch. I had a cup of coffee. And then the phone went WhatsApp, and it was my son. Remember, I've got 3 sons and a daughter, so one of my sons rang me, and that's the one that has come back from the Philippines, and he'd been to Hong Kong as well. So I'm glad he's okay, because there's been 2 fatal plane crashes, one very serious, where most of the people were killed on the plane. I myself don't have a passport, and I think I'm glad about that right now. So we had a chat for about an hour and 20 minutes on WhatsApp, me and my son. Put the phone down, and I just had about an hour before I had to take Max out for lunch at lunchtime. So I just pottered around the flat. That's when I ate my lunch, made coffee, sat down. I didn't get stressed or anything. I just kept carrying on, keeping myself busy. Because long phone conversations can hurt my face. I've got nerve damage, but I was okay. That's when I saw the lady walking down with the post trolley. When it came to just after 2, I got Max and checked my mailbox, got the key, opened the box, nothing in there, walked out the door. I keep Max underneath my arm because there was a car coming towards us last night, and I kept him under my arm until I've crossed all the roads. Because, like I said, not only can he get run over, he'll drag me under with him, you know. So we have to be careful, especially in the dark as well. And I'm on my own, yeah. So just went out straight onto the field, and there's this woman, right, with a bobble hat. And honestly to God, I don't worry about what I look like. I'm getting on in age, and I just want to get on with my life and enjoy things. Life is too short. Like worrying over bloody parking and bloody tiny little things. We're here and then we're gone. I mean, why should it bother us? So my son had said to me, because we were talking about, you know, dogs, you know, car parking fines and all things like that. And he said to me that he had to kick a dog off of him, you know, get a dog off of him. He said, I'm not going to let a dog bite me. He said the owner, this owner had let a dog go to, you know, bite the back of my son's clothing, pulling him. And he said he had to physically remove the dog from himself. Right? So we had a conversation like that, and then I went out onto the field. Now, dog owners have been quite responsible for a while now. They've had their dogs on their lead. When they're off the lead, they're well behaved. And then there was this woman on a bobble hat with a bobble hat on, and she had a big brown dog, and it was coming towards me. And I don't want to get into conversations with anybody. I don't know strangers. And I just, man or woman, I don't want to get into conversations with anyone. Not after what Charlie did to me, that guy that came up to me on the field. I just keep myself to myself. I mean, if you're going to let your dog off, right, and it's going to come bounding over towards somebody, you're going to strike up a conversation, whether it's a nice one or a nasty one. Whether it's you telling them to get the dog off you or whatever. And I do not want to get into conversations with people on the field or outside. I don't know who anybody is. There's been a lot of rapes, a lot of women being attacked, and men. And I just want to keep myself to myself. It doesn't mean I'm gay. It doesn't mean, you know, you can call me all the names under the sun. I'd rather be safe than talk to some stranger who cuts me up and puts me in a bin. Do you know what I mean? Because that happened to someone on Tinder. A person is a stranger if you don't know them. Right, they're a stranger to you, aren't they? You cannot trust anybody, not someone you've just met for a couple of minutes. And look at that, what that Charlie did to me. Struck up a conversation with a bloke on the field. The next thing he's trying it on with me, and I don't want that. Not with him. So you've got to be careful who you talk to. And a woman can be just as dangerous as a man. Just got a sip of my coffee. So, I didn't go anywhere near this woman. I walked around her. I don't want to stop. I'm not someone you can order about. Stop! Stop! No, control your dog. I don't want to stop. Why should I stop? If someone's polite and says to me, would you mind stopping, my dog, if you stop, the dog will stop doing that. But they should really be able to call the dog off. You shouldn't really have to get into a situation where a dog is jumping all over you. I know things happen and there's accidents. It's happened to me. And if you're very polite, people are understanding. But if you let a dog jump all over somebody and claw them, you're not. In some cases, you're going to get a nasty reaction. Some people are frightened of dogs. Some people are allergic to them as well. So you don't talk to me like I'm a child. Stop. I've had enough of it. So I walked past this woman. Then there was a couple. One of them had a bobble hat, the fella. He was walking with his girlfriend probably, and they had a loose dog. And I just keep away from them. And as soon as I see somebody, I pick Max up underneath my arm, and that's it. I don't want to get into altercations with people. I'm a very understanding person, and I'm very polite. But then it gets to a point, if you're too polite and you're too nice, then they take the piss. So I managed to go for a walk, Max and I just get on with my business. And I don't go home. I don't slink off home. I don't get frightened or upset. I just carry on. So we walked all the way around the field, and an old man was coming towards me out of Costa Coffee, and I just went round the corner, out the way. I came home, no more messages, no more phone calls. I've sat down and I watched the news, and I just keep myself to myself. Because for me, that is the best thing to do. I'm a lot older now. If I'd have met someone like 5 or 6 years ago, right, but all this, I can't be mucking about at my age. I've just had enough of it. Right, so I'm going to see what's on the news. But first of all, I'm going to see if there's any more notifications on my tablet. There's loads of notifications from the Metro. Huge star diagnosed with a massive blood clot. Gal Gadot hailed Wonder Woman after suffering massive blood clot in brain while pregnant. Alexa, who's Gal Gadot?
According to Wikipedia, Gal Gadot is an Israeli actress. She portrayed Giselle Yashar in Fast and Furious, a part she reprised in 5 sequels. By the way, you have a new notification. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
One new notification from Amazon. Met Office National Severe Weather Warnings has issued a yellow warning for wind for Rochester. It'll be in effect from 1st of January, 7 a.m. GMT until 2nd of January, 12 a.m.
Yeah, I've just heard the news that they've cancelled some things in Scotland because of severe weather warnings. Yeah, wind is on its way. Let's check the television for the news.
KIL.
The people who will have travelled to Edinburgh specifically for this event will be extremely disappointed.
Yes, and also obviously businesses who make a lot of money at this time of year, but Police Scotland saying public safety takes priority. They're fully supporting the decision of the organisers. So how likely is it that this weather warning is going to affect other New Year plans beyond Edinburgh?
Well, it's been a very bad weather end to the year, hasn't it? I mean, stormy conditions are expected to spread to other parts of the UK, and as 2025 gets underway, most of the country is now braced for further winds and rain with yellow warnings in place. We know that those travelling over the new year are being urged to check the latest forecasts. Network Rail says some lines will need to be slowed. That's on top of other strikes. And we've also seen thick fog disrupting hundreds of flights in major airports in the UK as well. So it's been a very disruptive week. In terms of other cancellations, we haven't heard of any other major events being cancelled so far, but we know that London City Hall are monitoring the weather ahead of the London's sold out New Year's Eve display. And of course, those attending will be keeping a watchful eye on the weather.
Okay, as we will here on BBC News and bringing you up to date with any warnings or anything that you should know about, Megan. Thank you very much, Megan Owen. More now on the death of former US President Jimmy Carter at the age of 100.
Right, guys, so I am not going up to the London fireworks this year. I went last year. I'm not going up there this year. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably sitting in my flat resting. I'm too old to stand for 15, 20 minutes without sitting down. Well, it was 15 minutes, it was 4 hours. 4 hours stood on my feet. So I am not going to be standing up at fireworks displays. No, I'm going to be sitting in my flat probably, drinking some Advocaat and lemonade, and I'm just going to be relaxing at home. Right, 4 hours asking old people to stand that long. There were some young people not being able to cope with it, and the price of food was outrageous. It was absolutely outrageous. And I have got no, right now I've got no money on me at all. So I'm happy with a ham sandwich. Not what, £40 for a baked potato or something like that. Forget that. I hope everybody has had a great day today. I hope everybody has a great New Year's Eve. I just take every day as it comes. It's the best thing to do. And not to take things so seriously. I mean, get crazy angry over things that just ain't worth it. Do you know what I mean? Just ain't worth it. We are not here on this planet very long, and I am not worrying about stupid things anymore. If people like me, That's fine. If they don't, so what? See you later.